Okay, so now we have this little strip that can be folded back and forth, and what are we going to do with it? Keep in mind it still has our little organizational lines on it. Let's fold it over for a moment. And we're going to open up your booklet so that we can see the 16th notes. And then I'm folding it back over so that I can do some writing on it. Now, there are lots of different ways that teachers teach counting, but the most kind of formal way of doing it is to count with numbers. And we are working with 4 beats in the measure here. So that means we'll be counting to 4, but we need to say something on each of these little things. And this, the technical term for what we're doing is called subdivision. I didn't include writing that down here because it just was outside the scope of what I wanted to do here. But that is what you're doing. And we're going to write some things in each little column here that help us to keep track of how fast each note goes. So when we are counting 16th notes, for this group, we would say 1, E, and So I'm using a plus sign to mean and. That means that this one would be 2, E, and So 1 E and 2 E and And then this next one, 3 E and And you guessed it, 4 E and So that means that if I was clapping and counting, if my beat was like this, this would go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Those would be very fast. If I were playing on violin, I would move my bow. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and And it's the same kind of thing for every instrument. You play those notes fast and you would count them that way. Your teacher might even have you clap and count. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So now how does that apply though to the other notes? Let's take a look at that. Let's fold this back for a moment. Let's look at your 8th notes. So you would continue saying that same thing to kind of keep track of where all of those little beats are. But I'm going to clap what this would sound like while I'm saying this out loud. This would go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So you see I'm clapping when I say the number and when I say the and. Okay? 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and I'm going to fold this back. Let's flip it and look at your quarter notes. All right, so these go slower. That means that if I was saying this, I would only clap when I say the number. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and And then what would we clap and count for this? Well, it looks like 1 E and 2 E and fits in that one, and 3 E and 4 E and fits in that one. All right, so how would I clap and count this? 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and now the notes are getting long, so I like to move my hands through those notes. So this is a way of figuring rhythms out. If you keep this in mind and you think, okay, this is going to help me keep my beats nice and even, then you can clap and count any rhythm. We're going to practice doing that in just a moment. What would we say for the whole note? We'd have to say all of that while the whole note is going. It would go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So now a whole note can't be divided up. So if you have a whole note in a measure, that's the only thing going on in that measure. That's 4 beats. But what if we made some other little rhythms? Let's make something interesting. Let's give ourselves a half note and 2 quarter notes. Let's see if we can clap and count that, but keep saying this as we go. Ready? 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Let's try it together, shall we? Ready, go. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Well, what if we did some quarter notes and some eighth notes Now you see why I made this strip movable. Let's get it out of the way. Let's organize our paper here. All right, so we have quarter notes. Those each are worth 1 beat, but we gotta hold it long enough. So we're gonna say all these things for it. So this rhythm would go 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Let's do it together. Ready, go. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Let's make something complicated. That sounds fun. Let's do it. All right. So let's do, oh man. Let's do 2 eighth notes, a group of 16th notes, 2 more eighth notes, and another group of 16th notes. Wow. Let's try it out. I'll do it for you first. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. All right, try it with me. Ready, go. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So I hope you did all that clapping and everything along with me. And now when you're trying to figure something out, you can figure out how fast those notes are in relationship to each other. The fastest ones are the 16th notes. The eighth notes go next. The quarter notes go next. The half notes are next. And then the whole note is the longest. All right. And if you are my student, you're going to practice clapping and counting in your lessons. And hopefully, if you're studying with somebody else, they do the same thing. Now, before we go, let's put a title on this. What we were just working on is note values. N-O-T-E, values. V-A-L-U-E-S. All right. Happy practicing.